Welcome to Artistic Documentation. In these series we are providing courses to develop English speaking, understanding, and hearing knowledge. This is our third paragraph reading test. During the 14th century, Europe faced significant political changes that disrupted its overland trade routes to southern and eastern Asia. These routes had been crucial for Europe's profitable commercial connections with Asia since the 12th century. The unfavorable economic conditions further fueled the long-standing ambition to establish direct trade relations with the East through maritime routes. Reports from well-known figures like Marco Polo, though met with some skepticism, described the willingness of Chinese traders to engage with Europeans and the immense wealth that could be gained from such interactions. While the prospects for trade appeared promising, it was clear that the traditional land routes were no longer viable, necessitating the exploration of alternative means. The primary obstacle to reaching the East was technological in nature. Europe's maritime tradition had primarily developed in the context of navigable seas such as the Mediterranean, Baltic, and to a lesser extent, the North Sea. It had not prepared them for the vast expanses of the open ocean. To embark on this ambitious endeavor, new ship designs, navigation methods, and financing techniques were required. The scale of investment needed to initiate commercial expansion at sea was indicative of the potential profits that could be generated through east-west trade. Spices emerged as the most sought-after commodities, not only enhancing the flavor of European cuisine but also being essential in the production of perfumes and medicines. However, the transportation of these high-value goods necessitated large quantities to justify the expense and challenges of navigating around the African continent to reach India and China. During the Middle Ages, the dominant seagoing vessel was the galley, a long, low ship propelled primarily by oars and fitted with sails. However, its shallow hull and instability in rough waters rendered it unsuitable for long voyages to the east. Shipbuilders recognized the need for a new type of vessel that could navigate rough open waters, leading to the development of the caravel shortly after 1400. The caravel boasted a wider and deeper hull, enabling it to carry more cargo. Its increased stability allowed for the addition of multiple masts and sails. The largest caravels featured two main masts with large square sails that provided the primary thrust, while a smaller forward mast held a maneuverable triangular sail called a lateen sail. The refinement of maps through precise calculations and the accumulation of sailors' reports further improved the accuracy of navigation. Additionally, certain institutional and practical norms were established, including the Consulate of the Sea, a maritime code that originated in the 14th century Western Mediterranean region. This code defined matters such as the authority of ship officers, command protocols, pay structures, sailors' rights, and rules of engagement when encountering other ships on sea routes. By approximately 1400, Europe had assembled the key elements necessary to embark on its maritime adventure towards the east. Question 1. What is the main idea of paragraph 1? A. Marco Polo's journeys were the only reliable sources of information about Asia. B. Europe's overland trade with Asia expanded rapidly during the 14th century. C. Political and economic changes in Europe led to the pursuit of sea routes to Asia. D. The land routes to Asia remained dominant until the 17th century. Correct answer, option C. Explanation. The paragraph discusses the disruption of land routes and Europe's shift toward maritime exploration due to political changes and economic pressures. Question 2. According to paragraph 2, why were spices particularly valuable in Europe? A. They were used only by royalty. B. They served religious purposes in churches. C. They were essential in food, perfumes, and medicines. D. They were traded in small quantities over land routes. Correct answer, C. They were essential in food, perfumes, and medicines. Explanation. The paragraph specifically notes that spices enhanced flavor and were important for perfumes and medicine. Question 3. What technological limitation most hindered Europe's ability to explore the open ocean, according to paragraph 2? A. A lack of skilled sailors. B. Poor maps and charts. C. Inadequate ships and navigation tools. D. Conflicts among European nations. Correct answer, C. Inadequate ships and navigation tools. Explanation: the paragraph states that Europe's maritime tradition had not prepared them for open ocean travel and that new technologies were needed. Question 4. Which of the following best describes the caravel, according to paragraph 3? A. A lightweight ship with a single triangular sail. B. A fast but unstable vessel used for river trade. C. A ship with a deeper hull and improved stability for ocean travel. D. An ancient Roman ship design adapted for medieval use. Correct answer: C. A ship with a deeper hull and improved stability for ocean travel. Explanation: the paragraph explains that the caravel was developed to be more stable and capable of carrying more cargo, suited for rough waters. Question 5. What is the purpose of mentioning the consulate of the sea in paragraph 4? A. To describe how maps were created in the medieval period. B. To explain the rise of naval warfare among European nations. C. To highlight the legal and institutional framework supporting maritime trade. D. To show how sailors relied on oral traditions rather than written codes. Correct answer: C. To highlight the legal and institutional framework supporting maritime trade. Explanation: the Consulate of the Sea is mentioned as a maritime code that organized seafaring life and commerce. Question 6. Which of the following instruments helped sailors determine latitude? A. The magnetic compass. B. The telescope. C. The astrolabe. D. The caravel. Correct answer: C. The astrolabe. Explanation: the astrolabe was used to measure the sun and stars to determine latitude. Question 7. What does the author imply about the galley in paragraph 3? A. It was ideal for long-distance ocean travel. B. It could carry much more cargo than modern ships. C. It was outdated and unsuitable for voyages to the east. D. It continued to be used for exploration even after the caravel. Correct answer: C. It was outdated and unsuitable for voyages to the east. Explanation: the paragraph describes the galley's limitations, such as shallow hulls and instability, making it unfit for open sea navigation. Question 8. The word refinement in paragraph 4 is closest in meaning to A. Elimination. B. Improvement. C. Criticism. D. Decoration. Correct answer: B. Improvement. Explanation: refinement in this context refers to the improvement of maps and navigation tools through better data and observations. Thanks for watching. I hope this can be benefited for you. Please follow us.